listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Wow, for some reason it's up loud again. Somebody or something is corrupt. I have this thing turned way down, and it's so far down, even my headphone amplifier won't amplify it. And that looks like knowledge, but it could be satanic knowledge. Test, test, test. Hey, hey, hey. A little bit loud, but nothing else I can do. Pay attention to the road and keep moving. So it's really satanic. It's insane. It's so it's satanic. So I have windshield washer fluid that I filled, and it won't fill up, but it goes through to the hose. So it exists, but there's no reservoir left. So when I go to fill it up, it only fills up a little bit and then says it's full. But then it says low washer if I use it once. And I just had this service, so. But I mean, I got enough in there. Well, you know, there's Satan and then there's them, and they do hack. And even if it's Russians, they all work together. Remember that. That's the scam. Oh, it's not us, it's Russians. But yet there's intended victims of Satan all attack. So I don't even want to put on my headphones because I don't need to. It still looks a little loud. I'm just not sure how to get it down. The limiter on the web app is not real. It doesn't work. So another manifesting, I want to try to back this down a little bit. Well, that was satanic what just happened. So I've been trying to replace my tire air pump. And they, they online wheeling you down. You can't really fight every battle. You just think, well, I'll get to it. But they curse it, and then you never get. How did it turn out when I turned it down just now? Somebody's had it. Just trying to get to something here. Test, 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 test. All right, here we go. I can see it kind of real quick. All right, here we go again. Test, test, test. Try the gate. Yeah, it's hard to do this without the headphones. Test, 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 test. I could turn up the gate. Maybe that would work. Test, 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 test. All right, here we go again. See, it goes way off the Richter scale there. I don't know what it's doing. So I filled up with some gas, got some filler, water or windshield washer fluid filler there. So I've been trying to replace that, and when do you think it goes? Right when I try to check my air pressure just now. Smoking and everything. I actually should have stayed a few minutes like I did to get the smoky smell away from it. I have a warranty on it, so, but I haven't been able to hook up with it. I tried a couple times. Just the strangest thing on earth. Just looking to see how this works. Looking okay. Obviously, it was too loud. They have a limiter on the screen on the web app. It doesn't work. So again, I've been trying to hint that they should have have a separate app that actually works. Kind of like an X app concept, something that does a little bit more than just what they have. And I'm in Windows, so possibly if I went through Manycams, I might be able to get it to work, or OBS. I just don't have time to mess with it. Well, they curse everything, you know. They curse the when I brought this. They blocked the Surface for years. Then when I bought it, it really wasn't the one I wanted. I wanted the 7 Plus, but I couldn't get to order it. It just wouldn't work. A couple times it was them. They hacked. I knew that. So when I bought the 8, there was no waterproof case for it. Now you don't even get the 7 or 7 Plus. So again, the more you state, the less you're going to have in the world to purchase, even if you have more money. That's an example of something that's not available. A rugged waterproof app for the Surface Pro that has a screen protector on it. I mean, I got enough air in here. I was just checking it. I think I need to. I would put it probably, another 4 pounds of air. Oh, that's weird. When I hit the left lane, the thing starts swaying. In the right lane, nothing. Again, I don't have to have my headphones on. The spirit said they're trying to get into my head to possess it, and if I have the headphones on, it blocks it. I even said that years ago. I said, if you want to listen to music real, listen to the headphone, and you'll get more out of it because what happens is, it must be, oh, I know what it is. It's the truck. In the left lane, that turbulence from the trucks hitting us, the semis. All right, it's a little here. I guess the wind is left. So again, there's spirits that will block it. And I know headphones have other features and aspects of headphone listening that do something different to the auditory neurology. However, it is what it is, and that's part of it. Well, Satan will always tell them in their mind why they can't get their victim to do what they want them to do. And part of it is he's wearing headphones and you can't hear your voice and because you're such a god. Right, they're absolutely what causes people to commit crimes. They're not actually law and order. They're lawlessness and disorder, and they took over law and order. But of course, they can't. It just goes by the wayside because there's nobody in that seat. I have no idea how this happened. It's like it must be something in there. I mean, I don't know. Unless some water got in there, it froze, but it's not cold, so I don't know. Because I put the windshield washer in there, and then I pumped it a couple times, had the car running. I couldn't get it to go down. I'm like, it can't be full. So I used it once, and then it said low washer fluid. That's a strange one. But yeah, that thing started going. I knew I had to replace it. I just couldn't get. Since I bought it, I've been trying to replace it. They cursed it. But what I should do is, I got like a whatever it is. I guess it's a Walmart warranty. The extra warranty and all that with it. I won't have any problems. So I might just go purchase one at Walmart somewhere along the way. But yeah, I'm like, ooh, devil's moving crazily, and then like all sorts of weird stuff happens. Like in your life, there's a certain amount of error that occurs. Just you go to make a right turn, you don't take the lane right. You take your keys, you sit them on the table, they don't fall off. Things like that. When they curse, all that crazy stuff starts. I'm like, oh, I took that turn kind of weird. Oh, I took that turn kind of weird. Like nothing works. That's when they're up. Again, when we can get them down, it's up right now because apparently it has to do with the Republicans taking the House. They have additional anti-power because they're not interested in power. They're interested in anti-power. So that would be part of that. It'll wear out over time. They're devils, man. That's just how it is. When I went to church, I used to do a lot of things for the church, and it is what it is. I don't expect people to do anything for anybody that be the church. That's the way people are. And you just when you look at the cross section of people that attend church, it's insane. I mean, it's just not real. I mean, before I really went to church, I read the Bible for years upon years. I mean, yeah, I went to a couple of things at basic training, but I mean, they just have no clue. Then I had a pastor who used to lament over his father not accepting Christ. And, you got to give that stuff to God. And I did. And I gave it to God with that retired cop that we went on visitation to see. And his legs were like all purple at the bottom and things like that. So he had some health issues. And he spoke about a partner being blown up in the 60s or something like that by a mobster, or the 70s. I don't remember which one it was. And I guess he watched them die in the car in flames. And he said, I just can't believe in God. And I said, you can't blame God for that. I didn't have as much information as I do now. And I do have information now. And, he's probably not in hell. And actually, I know he's not in hell. He stopped by and thanked me after death. So it's a nice road, nice run. If I had my health, I wouldn't care one bit about what's happening. But I told them, don't take my health, because then, of course, that's a multiplier in what they're doing, and then things will happen accordingly off of that. And of course, I speak metaphysically, but of course, physical things are happening to me. So apparently, over the years, I didn't know. It took a while for me to realize that people were dying and having hardship off of doing this kind of stuff to me. So everybody just hardened their hearts worse and got angrier, and instead of kind of taking the hint. Thank you, man. I'm up here on a highway, getting under 3 hours soon. Not bad of a ride. That's just coming back's going to be late. Trailer will be empty. It shouldn't be too much heartache. And then I got to pull in the middle of the night and disconnect her. Hopefully, I figure it out. I lived in a normal place. I just drove home and parked it. Yeah, it's about the worst place I ever lived, to tell you the truth. Even though, people would consider where I lived in Santa Fe worse, it definitely wasn't. I've never seen an apartment degrade so fast in my life. Chunks of the ceiling stucco falling. This big flap came down. Like, I'm so close to moving. That's enough. They're going to have to scrape the whole thing down. There's a couple bubbles in a couple other areas. Then it's like haunted. I think they came in my apartment and cursed it. So that's another aspect of breaking in that causes a disruption. They get in there and they curse your eyes on, curse the inside of your apartment while they're doing something for Satan, such as breaking in. Remember, I told you that law enforcement, if they were working for law enforcement, can do things such as that, but there is good and there is evil. There is honest intention and there is criminal intention. I didn't even need any long underwear today. I don't know, I'm climatized. Somebody asked me yesterday, how are you out here without a jacket? I'm like, not that cold. The key is if you don't throw the jacket on. Oh, somebody's following me! Oh, it's my trailer. Yeah, I was a pretty knowledgeable military person. I just didn't brag. I mean, officers bragged about me, but I guess that made me a target. I mean, I was asleep. I didn't know anything. I worked hard, and that was it. I worked hard for my father too. Around the house, I cut a mean grass. We had like 3/4 of an acre, and yeah, push mower. You tell I'm not that bad, but we had an electric push mower with a big long cord, and you got to do a lot of work. It's like that exercise, where they take the rope and they start, bouncing it off the ground. That's what it was like, trying to get that cord around and we had a bunch of fruit trees and stuff. And cords don't work well with fruit trees and a garden. a swimming pool, which means it was less real estate, but still, right? Or less real estate to mow. But we had hedges too. The whole front was all hedges, and I'd cut a mean hedge. I'd make them look like the castle ends and all that. Hmm. I worked hard for my stepfather. When I went in the army, it wasn't nothing but a thing. Now he abused me a lot, but whatever it was, it was. I enjoyed working for him. I enjoyed he'd go out and do this. I'd be like, get that bush out of here. They'd have you like a stump. It's almost a tree, and it'd be growing roots all over the place. You grab the shovel, digging down deep, and you get the thing out. And you got to pry it with some sort of pry bar or a hoe or something. You get it up out of there. I did all the engineer work before I was an engineer, except I don't think I made any explosive devices. I mean, explosive or use explosives. Apparently, my recruiter was all tore up because I didn't go for some big job. What happened was I was initially going to go in the army, and I did it real early, and then I decided I wanted to go to school, so I canceled my enlistment. That was for a teletypewriter repairman. And my recruiter was all happy and stuff. And then I went and I applied, and the guy sat me down, and he said, "Well, you came up as combat engineer. Here, sit down and look at this video." This guy runs across, blows a bunch of stuff up. I'm like, well, that looks good. I told my recruiter, and he's like, what? But he's probably like Renfo. Some recruiters are just Renfos their whole career. Right. I didn't pay anybody attention really. I had a couple of people I was friendly with. Like I told you, there was what was it? Merck. Merck was South Carolina. He taught me how to dip. I don't remember. A couple others. There's a black guy. I can't remember his name. What was that guy's name? And it was that. Oh, I don't remember that guy. When was that guy in my life? I don't think it was basic. But it was Merck. And there was this guy Mobley. I was kind of friendly with him, but then he's cheesing up. If you ever see me do a push-up, I do the lowest push-up you ever saw. I bet lower than anybody in the world. But what happened was I was in basic training. I didn't know any better. I'm in basic training doing push-ups best I can. They started making fun of me. It was Mobley. And Mobley was kissing up to this guy. What was that guy's name? Mitchell. Sergeant Mitchell. He's a young DI. I mean, he was probably the youngest DI we had. Had a couple Vietnam guys, I think. And they look young, stayed healthy. But he was the youngest guy. He's the first drill sergeant real drill sergeant I met because he got on our vehicle when we were going from the reception station on over to basic training. So Mitchell, he was sucking up to Mitchell, and he was making fun of my push-ups. So from that day on, I did deep push-ups, the deepest you ever probably seen. You can't even fit a fist underneath my push-up. I probably could still do them. I don't really do much now. Thanks to the deep state criminals and their secret society cronies. No physical therapy was allowed. No massage therapy was allowed. No gym was allowed. And you're saying, well, why is it not? They just torture you, and your brain eventually blocks you, or your subconscious blocks you. Then you buy whatchamajigger. You buy toothpaste. They attack you when you buy toothpaste. Believe me, they have a whole system they're using. Mm. But this is what they do for a living, man. That's their real money. The rest is just a cover story. Get this bad boy under 2 hours. Let's get moving. I want to get rid of this load. And all I got's my little itty bitty. I think I might have about the same, maybe a little bit more, but I don't know because I got to buy the. I think I got to buy 2 more bins. I have 2 bins. Definitely fill those up, and I got things like air purifiers and vacuum cleaners, like the canister ones, but they're probably would fit in a bin. So I'm interested in putting everything I can in a bin. So I might buy a couple more bins. Just throw the air purifiers in the bin with some other stuff. That way, it's easier to tie down. Look, you're gonna think you all did that. You're gonna think I'm a cop. So I'm up next to the semi, and I drive like towards the front of the semi, like I'm gonna pass it. And then for some reason, I slowed down. And I ended up at the back of the semi. So it looks like I'm checking the semi out. They're gonna call you. I think we got an undercover Department of Transportation inspector. He pulling a U-Haul in a black van. I'm in Kansas. That's what it is. This is what y'all do to me. Justice Department used to do that to me. It still do it to me. I look like I'm actually working for them, and I am inside, but because you never, it's just how it works. But Mulvane, Kansas, with that Daryl Mulvane or whatever it is. They say he's an actor. They say he, she, whatever you want to call her, an actor. I don't know. She sounds honest. Sounds like she's young and trying to go through whatever she's going through. Again, just ignore it. And you say, how can you ignore it? Well, it is what it is. The more you ignore it, the less it attacks you. Until if it turns full evil. Again, I'm not speaking about anybody that's a deep state trans or a deep state LGBTQ because they're the same as a heterosexual. I don't know why this thing started swaying again. I think maybe I have to go faster. Right. This is weird. Right. I ain't never drove one like this or towed one like this. It settles down when I go faster. I don't understand that. It's supposed to be reversed. There's like a speed like 10 mile per hour where it starts swaying. It could be that they're trying to get me to buy a new. Again, it could be metaphysical. They might be trying to get me to buy a new Geico. Ah! I got a sign on the side of the road. This mile. Yeah, notice my trailer. As soon as I get into the Geico mile, my trailer goes crazy. Sponsored by Geico. My trailer going crazy is sponsored by Geico. I do admit there's some windmills up here. There's extra turbulence. Thank you. Been nice if today could have worked out a little better, but it's okay. What happened earlier is I had my inverter. I bought a jump start kit for a car, and it has a big generator, what they call the power bank generator size battery. I mean, not huge, but like 280 watt hours. But you plug the inverter into it, and you can use the inverter. So what I didn't realize is the inverter can fall out the way I had it sitting. So the laptop or the Surface Pro ran out of juice. So I plugged it in straight into the battery. There's a 100-watt PD output on it. So and that's like the first thing that my Surface Pro likes outside of its own cord. It doesn't say, oh, wrong charging voltage or whatever. I know it's getting the full voltage. Hmm. Well, that GoPro dash view was great, huh? I'd go with narrow. It would be probably better. Kind of wide, right? Yeah, well, actually, I'm here. I don't know. I guess I've passed the Geico area. Spirits from Geico no longer rule. Thank you, Mary. No, it's not something I intend to do. It just happens, and I don't always catch it. I mean, I just live by, but then I'll find that I told somebody something when it's not my intention to tell them something, some crime they're committing or something. Okay, the Justice Department tries to use people with the C to get them to stop before the justice has to come along and prosecute or somebody else. An inside thing, but a lot of people get freaked out over it. I think that's part of what happened. And like a couple coworkers were corrupt. They were jerks anyway and devils, but I think that's what focused them on me. They were probably doing something, and like I didn't know what was going on. They're like freaking out. I'm like, what? Right. If the truth was known of a lot of these government employees, they wouldn't be there. And that's one reason they do that. Kind of wish I could have got going an hour earlier. I'm so warm in this van. It's going to feel good to get outside. You ever go outside after you've been like too warm inside, and it's like it takes like 15 minutes for you even to feel the cold a little bit. I'll be halfway through unloading this thing before I notice the cold. The only issue is I don't think I'm going to make it there while the office is open, which is kind of sucky. I already rented it and everything. Look, as soon as I hit the gas, the trailer settled down. I got a lot of pain on the left side. That's been creeping up. I think most of that could be handled with a massage because I can feel it in several locations, which means it's not just the lumbar. Right. The lumbar probably is less than my upper left shoulder blade. They used to always massage my left shoulder blade for a long time. So, I mean, my mind's just coming back to it. I mean, they tortured me around all of it, and it wasn't just once. I mean, every time actually every time I looked on at it, they were doing shit to me. And from what I could tell, oh shoot, I don't have any cash. Oh, I forgot to bring my cash. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I didn't realize I had tolls. Usually I have cash. Sure, they'll take a charge. I usually grab money this time, and I actually just spent my last $10 cash. The kind of thing they do to the head. So again, you can't focus on everything. They know what they're doing. They're crooks, man. Typical mafia. Just because they work for cash vehicles, take ticket 1 mile. Is there an exit beforehand to figure this out? I usually have cash when I travel. For this time, I didn't. I guess I have to take a ticket. I can't exit. It says cash, though. What do I do? Take a ticket. You'll deal with it when you get there. Hopefully, they have one place where I can pull over and get money out of an ATM. Like on the PA Turnpike, that's what you can do. Pennsylvania Turnpike, you can stop at a restaurant or an ATM and get money. Scan the QR code. Oh, I got to pay this within. Oh, I see. That's cool. Okay, that's why I'm on here is to tell you this. So what I have to do is I have to pay within 10 days. I can scan the QR code and pay. That's cool. Is that what they do over there? Or no, they don't do that in Oklahoma. That's people friendly. Yes, it is. Thanks. They have a QR code on the ticket, and you scan it, and then you pay it. That's interesting. Look, they hate me for saying that. No, there's no life the whole way through. I mean, they just, they know what they're doing. They dumb down your life lower and lower and lower, and eventually there's nothing. By the time I left the government, there was nothing left. Every time I try to start government, they start torturing me and start paying people around me or have people on the payroll to do what they want them to do. And they also come into the picture. So again, I was able to break out of something they were doing. And I do believe drugging is part of it. But I think I'll stop and get cash somewhere. Mm, mm. Get that bad boy under 2 hours. It would have been nice to have had a wife with me and had this life with a wife. It would have been perfect. I wouldn't have been injured like this. No, it'd be a lot more difficult. But then again, they could have caused her to attack me if she wasn't strong. They did that with my first wife. Got service areas up here. So it is what it is. Really nice day, considering. And wait to drop the load and get it in the storage unit, lock it up, and head on home. It's gonna be like midnight or something when I get back, at least. Maybe about 10 if I do it. Well, actually, wait. Hours. Probably about 11 midnight. I might be able to do a little better going home. I wish I would have arranged to drop the trailer up here, but I thought I was going to be a little bit earlier and work out a little better. That's a big time speeders over here. Can't even wait for me to change lanes as I pass in a truck. But they don't get a ticket, right? Because they aren't being stopped. There's a travel plaza over here, but got an ATM in there. Actually, I think I stopped here before. I get on past me so I can get on over. I remember this. I think I remember this. Hey, look on the the GPS over the last 20 years. Didn't I stop here before? Yeah, you can pull it up, just search it. They say that's a ludicrous thing about all these investigations. Everyone's watching you like a hawk for the last like 30 years. Welcome to Kansas. It's all just to kill your life because they know you're not doing anything like that. Mm. But I did forget to get some cash. Don't need much. Just a little bit. Where the hell's the ATM? I mean, you put it on the sign. You should have it somewhere like an arrow. ATM here. No, I'm not going. Why would I go on I-35 south? I guess the ATM's in there. I would say. Oh, now you're saying north. Are you confused where I should go? Let me pull over about 18 wheelers. Stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do. Praise God.